Tingz nice crew, what time is it? It's time to get live. It's time to represent. Nice-ish squad, what time is it? It's time to get live. It's time to represent. I'm sorry. I'm just really excited to be here. I'm really excited to be back and talking with you all and having another guest. I'm super duper excited about this episode because I am sitting down with a fellow Turks and Caicos Islander who is doing her damn thing over in the 649. So I have Tess Presents joining me today, also known as Crystal Charles. Crystal, so many middle name Charles. But it was a really, really, really fun episode to record. And we're just talking about a bunch of things, travel and living in Turks and Caicos and hurricanes and food, and the list goes on. It was a great conversation, and I hope you enjoy it. So here it is. Here's our convo during quarantine. You're tuned in to Nice-ish, the Carnival-specific podcast that addresses chat-worthy topics straight off the Caribbean social scene. It's your one-stop spot to get all the information you need to be successful in this carnival-chasing lifestyle. You'll be filled with knowledge and getting updates from me, Sha, and other professionals in the field of Bacchanal. It's time to get nice.
But hey, y'all, what you saying?
Hey! I right here. I was on the road. Now I'm here. Ready
I know
to
who
go.
you are.
I good. Mm-hmm.
I know who you are, right? So you got to tell the people who you are, where you from, what you do, all of that.
Right. Well, my name is Crystal Erica Joan Oriel Giles,
Wow.
a.k.a. Crystal, plenty middle name Giles, a.k.a. Tess on the island. Most people know me as Tess. I'm from the beautiful chain of islands, Turks and Caicos. I hail from the nation's capital.
Come on.
I feel like I'm doing my my little spiel from my baby pageant days.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So yes, I'm from the capital, Grand Turk, and I've been living in Provo, which is the economic capital, for like almost 13 years now, 12 years. So I went to school and I was trained in hospitality.
Mm-hmm.
I did that for about 9 years, and I was like, I had enough of that. And I am now an entrepreneur. I'm a singer. I'm an entertainer. I'm an artist. I am a promoter. When you're in entertainment, you do everything. So I'm an entertainer. A little bit of everything to keep it together. So yeah, I'm an entertainer, and yeah, I guess we'll get into any depth through your questions. But that's me.
We're going all over the place. So yeah. Shout out to Grand Turk. I know Grand Turk.
How you mean?
I mean, So, I feel like people think that Turks and Caicos is this make-believe place. I remember...
Me too.
I remember growing up, like, my mom used to try to get airline tickets before internet, before all of that. Mm-hmm. And she would tell the stewardess, well, not the stewardess, the customer service rep where she wanted to book the flight to or whatever. And they would be like, that place doesn't exist. She's like, how you mean? I from there? How you telling me it don't exist? So, so I have a couple questions. Talk to everybody about life in TCI, right? I think people have this, right? Like they only have like the tourist perspective.
Right. Right.
They don't have like the regular, life. Like, oh, y'all got electricity, y'all got this, y'all got that. Why is everything so expensive? Like, there's a number of questions.
Oh my God, everybody like tourists ask me. I'm shooting this all the time. Like, why? What you here? Why would you ask me that? Stupidness. But anyway, yes, we have electricity. Mm-hmm. We have running water. We have television. We have everything here. Oh my goodness. But yeah, Turks and Caicos was honestly was a hidden gem in the Atlantic Ocean, but it's gotten much more popular now. Mm-hmm. So a lot more people know about Turks and Caicos. However, people still do know that it's just sun and sand and sea. Yeah. But real people live here. We work. we play, we have families, we have a government, you know, we live in houses with concrete and stuff. Cause yeah, I got a thatched hut question last year. It was deep.
Oh,
and after a thatched hut, you remember you remember that book, Turks and Caicos, the yellow and green book from 100 years ago, where they used to tell you about the airwax flattening their head, and they used to live in thatched huts and all those things. Yeah, they asked me about the thatch. I think they came across one of those books.
Wow.
And they thought the airwax was still living here. So
I cannot.
Turks and Caicos is right. Turks and Caicos is, and I hate to use the word, but it's the truth, a melting pot of different people.
Facts.
And yeah, different people and cultures, especially in Provo. One of the great things about here is that we still have and people look at it sometimes as a bad thing, being underdeveloped or whatever the case may be, but we still have the charm and the culture and the authenticity of the people in the other islands, like Grand Turk and like North Caicos and Middle Caicos, Salt Key, South Caicos, you know, that type of thing. So, but Provo is really a melting pot. You have over 100 different nationalities that live here, but obviously in Turks and Caicos, the most prevalent is people of Haitian descent. We have a lot of Dominicans. We sprinkle of Turks Island people, and we have a lot of people from America and Canada and Poland and everywhere in the world you could find. We got Italians here, everywhere, literally. Even if it's like 2 or 4 or whatever, you have a lot of people. But we do also have a lot of Jamaicans, Vincentians, Guyanese, and you know, Antiguans, and all of my good Caribbean people. Yeah. So
a friend of mine visited. A couple people have gone, and like I have this like email all drafted up, and somebody tell me that they're ready to go, and then I send it with all my list of recommended things or whatever. And then when they come back, they're like, yeah, but I don't know if I see anybody or if I interacted with anybody that was actually from Turks, right? Like, because everybody was from somewhere else. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Somewhere else, yeah.
But everybody goes to Provo. A lot of people don't take that time to incorporate time to go to Grand Turk or to go to, you know, South Caicos or North Caicos or whatever. That's why, like, when USC was there, I was like, oh, we're going to Grand Turk? No, I gotta hijack some of my friends off this boat so that they can come and see what it's really about and eat the food and all this, because that's stuff that they sell about the real egg.
Get our real stuff.
So yeah, that's true. You remember when, I don't know, I was probably like, had to be around 10, 12 or something. You remember when they tried to give us a KFC? They tried to put a KFC in Provo, and it was going, and like it was there and then it was going. I was like, what are y'all doing? Because we're not about this life.
2.5 minutes. And then now this was before I moved down here, but I had heard that there was a Denny's here for a while, and it was downtown opposite to Homies. So I did come down here. KFC? I thought that was the KFC? Okay. So as you can see, somebody in the back here telling me different. There's Provo people.
I was like, what you talking to?
It wasn't a Denny's, it was only KFC. Okay, so that was the KFC. Okay. I also heard, maybe you can corroborate the story, is that, you know, we didn't want to put own island things in the food, so there was no recipe, there was no standard, there was fried chicken and things. Yeah, you know, it wasn't up to the standard of a chain, because we wanted to have our own food. So we had crack conking things inside of KFC.
KFC batter, I cannot. That would be good though.
Yes. So, girl, can you imagine? That would taste really good. The crispy one too. So the people say, "Oh, I gotta go." So yeah, that's what happened.
But I was so young, but I remember just being pissed off. Like, what are y'all doing? This is not America. This is not where we're about. We're about little mom and pop shops.
We good.
You know, like, no, we got this. Let me go get my little chicken wings from,
everywhere.
everywhere. Whew. Yeah, I was pissed. All right.
That's like how people were pissed to Outback came the other day. I mean, they're probably laughing now, but because it's already closed. But yeah, there was a big uproar about that.
Yeah, I was mad about that too. What about I remember somebody was talking about how there was supposed to be, like, we had a standard height for high risers or whatever, right? But then this building came in that was way beyond what we said or whatever government said, and I was like upset about that. Is that still happening? It launched yet?
Oh, that is happening. Yeah. It was, I believe, because the tallest one was 7 stars before, so we could go up 7 stories. That was what was approved for a very long time. There was a long back and forth ordeal, court, the public court of opinion, the actual court of legalities, and, it got up to 12 stories. So right now they're building the Ritz-Carlton, which is going to be 12 stories. Somebody fell off of that, by the way, yesterday. That's wrong.
The construction?
Today, 3 people off the third floor. They didn't fall off the 12th floor. Fall off the 3rd floor.
Well, okay.
It was hot. Turks and Caicos is hot and warm over here. The man faint because he was dehydrated and he was hot.
Oh, God.
That's what they say on the news station. Don't look at me like that. I hear that tonight.
Oh, I thought you just make that up.
No. For real.
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh then.
I still laugh.
So listen, so you were actually one of the first people from TCI that I actively saw abroad, like going to carnivals and going to events or whatever. And from my perspective before that, it just seemed like a lot of people in TCI feel like they can't do that, right? Or they feel like, traveling is something that is nearly, right, impossible for them to do. So I'm looking at my questions, right? How do you prepare for your travels? What's the process like? Do you find, like, all these questions, like, do you find that it's more challenging coming from TCI? Like, what are the struggles? What are the, all of that?
Well, the thing is, I've never had to really, I lived in Jamaica like for a year. So I never lived anywhere else that I had to travel from. I do think that there are the pros of people coming from places like the United States or even like some different Caribbean islands, but not necessarily, because there are some places that it's hell to get from to get to other places, so yeah.
That was a struggle.
Girl, getting to St. Vincent from Turks and Caicos was hell on earth, but that's another story. Honestly, because our mainstay is tourism, and in these years, I just started traveling as I was an adult, and then I left the hospitality industry, so I had time to actually travel and do things. I think I was at an advantage because traveling was a bit easy. Connecting and going to places was a bit easy. Miami is a hub, so you can find a plane out of Miami to go just about anywhere. It's a bit of a, little while, 3 and 4 hours and 6 hours and things like that. But you can do direct flights. So that part was pretty easy. And then, no matter what, we still just have to go Miami to stock up on things and buy clothes and buy this and buy that. So honestly, a lot of people, when they travel, oh my God, I remember the first time that we went to Uber Soca Cruise. When I check into the People Hotel, one of the girls had like 16 packages there. I said, oi.
Waiting for her. Waiting
to pick up.
That is like the worst.
We could not sleep. I had to share a bed with her. And sweet boo, the things that was on 3/4 of the bed was her. I don't know if she sleep. I think she sleep on the floor because I have a little corner that I was holding while I was going to sleep while she's sorting through her things. But for me, I think that once you plan, just like probably everywhere else, it probably is a little bit easier in different places, but I think once you plan ahead and you know what it is that you're doing, you know where you're going, you know your time length and all that stuff, once you get all the initial planning out of the way, it's easy peasy to travel from Turks and Caicos. And I think a lot of people, more millennials, younger people, well, we young and old at the same time now, millennial people, are taking advantage of that and are, they're traveling a whole lot more into a bunch of different places. We're going to far, far places these days. So I think that the narrative is changing with a certain segment of the population, and it'll trickle down. It has been trickling down and will continue to trickle down to other people. So for carnivals and stuff, though, I just think that there's a connection issue. There's a lot of people that really have been exposed to carnivals and soca and all these things through like Miami Carnival, and Miami Carnival to TI people on a wide basis is the Sunday. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. People don't know what a real carnival is. They don't understand that it's fete after fete, and it's travel in different places, and it's, you know, the road march and the Mondays and the Tuesdays, and, you know, the pretty mass and the job and the oil and the paint and the, you know, and then the monarchs and things, all of, they don't get it. They don't understand what it all is. So I think too, that's why people are like, okay, I don't do Miami Carnival this Sunday. I go in there, I listen to everybody pack up and whatever. They doing one lap round and one circle, and that's that. I put on my pretty bra and I go home. And that's the end of that.
That's it. That's what they think it is.
That's that. So I think that a lot of people, some people do, some big up my Fat Chasers crew, some people do and are happy to, you know, travel to different places. We are all set for Grenada whenever it is we can go. But yeah, I think a lot of people are not necessarily as tuned in and invested into the culture of into Caribbean culture as well as soca, because, you know, there's a culture that goes along with it. It's very intertwined with Caribbean and soca is the same thing basically, but, you know, a lot of people are not necessarily into it. We love American stuff a little bit more.
Yeah, that's my struggle sometimes with TCI, because
sometimes.
Yeah, you're right. A lot of times. Like I'm like, when people ask me what is there to do, I'm just like, it's not what you think, you know, like it's not going to Trinidad and going to Lime at a bar and you're going to hear soca. It's not going to Jamaica and you're going to hear this. Like, I remember, like, I used to get pissed going to, I forget which restaurant, the restaurant in Grand Tuck, over the pond.
In Grand Tuck Hill?
Yes. I just get annoyed because country music playing, you know, or the band playing things. I'm like, oh, a little bit of rake and scrape. Okay, fine. I can do that. But it's very, I understand that we have a lot of people that are from other places, but it annoys me. Like, going to Margaritaville pisses me off because I don't want to hear this. You know, like, I feel like you all should be, if we're not playing soca, we should be playing rake and scrape. We should be playing, you know, like, you know, artists from Turks and Caicos. Like, not, I don't want to hear Billy Ray Cyrus when I go to Margaritaville. So that's just, and I understand that it's owned by whatever, Jimmy Buffett, whoever.
Right.
What was I about to say? You had mentioned something. Talk about Mas Canoe. Talk about, like, a lot of people always ask me, like, do we have Carnival? I'm like, no, we don't have Carnival. The closest thing to that, right, would be Mas Canoe. I know that there was an attempt made some years back to have some type of Carnivalesque situation that didn't quite work out. You know, and people ask me, like, they're like, oh, you should start something. I'm like, I don't think you'll understand, number one, the amount of work that it takes, and number two, like, there has to be a need. You know what I mean? There has to be a desire. I don't think a lot of people are looking for that in Turks and Caicos.
Right. I don't. What was the question?
Talk about Mas Canoe and, like, what it's about, even whatever, anything you want to talk about.
Okay, Mas Canoe. Mas Canoe was,
What?
So Maskanu, no. It
I'm like,
is.
they don't do it no more?
Maskanu is held on the 26th of December. So that's Boxing Day, and that's our celebration there. So that happens on the Strip in Grace Bay. So that is predominantly a tourist area. But everybody comes together from around the island of Provo and come out and do their things. You have lots of different vendors selling their treats and their foods and whatever other little novelties that they have. And then we basically block off a road and we fill the road with people, and there's just like entertainment out the whole time. And then you get to go to, I don't know, it's kind of like a street fair type of thing too, because all on the sides of the road you have restaurants and you have stores and all these things, because like I said, this is a tourist area. So most of those places are still open during that evening, and they make a lot of money and get a lot of exposure during that time. The entertainment is we try to keep it very local. I think it's very local. It is very local. Mm-hmm. So they have a lot of bands. I've played at Maskanu before. So there's a few bands. There's lots of trivia. David Bowen was the creator of the event. It's facilitated by TCHTA, and I think somewhat in part with the tourist board and other entities and whatever. But David Bowen, he put together Massen and Junkanoo, and he got Maskanu. So, the Massen was where we go, you put on your clothes, everything cut up, you put on your costumes, whatever. And you go from house to house, we use the traditional, the drum and the whatever the right thing is to just make the noise, as well as saws and shakers and all those types of things. So that was Massen, like way back. And then Junkanoo is known out of the Bahamas. Now, if you know, Turks and Caicos and the Bahamas is brother and sister. Mm-hmm. We were all one set of islands before, but a certain set of the islands, Turks and Caicos, Virgo Bay, we were under different nations like Jamaica and all, all over the place. However, Junkanoo, as I learned from Mr. Bowen, the first recording of anything that had to do with Junkanoo was actually done in Grand Turk. Okay. And even in the Bahamas, when you go and you look at the I guess in their museum, when you go and look at the history of it, where whatever was written, whatever was signed, whatever was talked about, that came out of Grand Turk. So it started in the Turks and Caicos portion of the islands, and then it went to the Bahamas, where they made it. They made it theirs, and they made it better and amazing. I love Junkanoo. So it was, and we have a bit of a Junkanoo presence here, but nothing like the Bahamas, nothing like it. So it's Maskanu, it's Massen and Junkanoo, which is it's the heritage part of it all. He comes out in, like David Bowen hosts it all the time. He comes out in his wonderful costume. I absolutely love that costume so much. That big red jumpy thing he's having. And he basically hosts it. So there's bands and there's trivia and there's people talking and there's whatever. It's just entertainment, really. So that's what it is. It's a good time out. That's how we entertain ourselves. It's a lot of mingling, lots of food and drinks and lots of entertainment. So you have different bands. Everything is local. And I think one year they had different countries come out to showcase, like they had Filipino community come out and they had on their little thing and they did a little special dance or something like that. And again, we tend to bring in a lot of different communities to do certain things when we have big showcases, because there's such a large portion of the population altogether. So that's what Maskanu is.
Mm-hmm. I think that if anything happens, if somebody wants to consider doing something, expanding off of Maskanu for something more carnival-like, I think it still needs to stay rooted, right, with Maskanu, with Junkanoo, and all of that.
It does, yeah.
Not necessarily, just make it different, make it suited to Turks and Caicos, right?
Right.
So I knew I need you, I need Gemma, everybody else to start making your soca tracks, making your Rican skirt soca tracks.
Yes.
Do all that. You touched on just getting together and having fun drinking. I think that's what I try to share with people. Like, that's just what we do. Call up every, you bring a case of something, you bring the food, and we just be linemen. I don't think we call it linemen, but the majority of the other soca community or whatever.
We hang out.
And that's what we do. Right, hang out. We come and hang out. That's it. Okay. So a friend of mine asked me the other day, he asked me, do I feel that people who live in Turks and Caicos, right? Because majority of my friends are from islands, right? Do I feel like the people who live in TCI appreciate the value of basically the scenery, or do I feel like they take it for granted? What are your thoughts?
I think everybody does. It's nothing. What I found in traveling, and what I found in studying and watching different things, documentaries, and talking to people from all walks of life, from islands, from states, from countries, there's a lot of people that, and a lot of things come as function for people who live there. So yeah, I think that we take it for granted sometimes. We're not as well traveled throughout the islands. We don't necessarily know all of the historical sites. We don't go to the beach as often as expatriates or tourists go to the beach and stuff like that. But during this time, what I will say is there has been, because especially there's been this tumultuous time that has been laid upon us in COVID. We're much more appreciative of the things that we do have, and I think we'll continue to take advantage of the islands tourism sector as local tourists, as well as we'll try to expand upon it as well, just because we got to, we got to. Tingz ain't Tingz, and Tingz ain't going back to what Tingz used to be. But so yeah, I don't think it's that is not unique to Turks and Caicos. We do not take full advantage of everything that we have, but it's not unique to Turks and Caicos at all. Mm-hmm. And I think that a lot of people everything seems polarized here just because of how small we are and how small the actual Turks and Caicos Islander population is within the Turks and Caicos Islands as well. We don't small, and then we smaller. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I told him the same. I think it depends on the person. I think if you have
it does
someone, because even I can see myself, like I could be there, but it's like I'm tired, or if you sleep,
girl, it's hot.
Right, I'm about to say, I was like, if you sleep too long, if you don't make it out the house before from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. before the sun come up, that's it, because you don't want to be out there freaking burning up to a crisp, and then you got to wait till after 5 to go back out when the sun goes down.
First of all, it's hot. Second of all, mosquitoes bout. Okay. Third of all, people got jobs and life and things going on, and got carried children to after school classes and do this and do that and run up and down, and they on their second hustle and whatever the case may be. So a lot of people, honestly, they just ain't got enough free time to do it. People just don't take advantage of what's there. But there are many different varying reasons as to why some people don't do what it is that, and honestly, it's just, we live here. It always deal. I don't want to go to the beach every day. Now, mind you, salt is everything. Those cleansing waters that God gave us, hallelujah, thank you for it, because my face has been doing some things. When I go in the sea, though, it is a little better, Sea and sea moss, that's been my savior these last couple of days, because anyway, me getting into my skin problems.
Oh God, you said something. Now I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, fudge. I can't remember. Let me look at my questions. But anyway, that's what I was going to talk about. Because yes, it's always there. I have never been in TCI during hurricane, for hurricane things. What is that like? I don't even know what other questions to ask, but basically, what is that like? Like, how do you prepare? Like, I'm always watching, I'm always freaking out. I remember like all the major ones where I was. I'm like crying, I'm like, failure. They haven't responded in like 9 hours. You know, what is it like on the other end?
And nice.
I know.
And nice, but I think that like, I don't know, I might get beat up if people watch this and see it, right? Because Turks and Caicos Islanders, we love our comforts, and we're a place where, we used to Tingz, and we used to being able to spend money. We used to being able to go into the shop every day if we want, and going out having a drink and doing whatever it is we want to do, and going to work and blah 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 and this and that. But it's rough because during the hurricane is traumatic, period. I was home in Grand Talk for Ike. Oh Lord have mercy. I ain't never scream and cry and pray and dead and resurrect and been frightened and everything else like that before in my life, and I hope I never had to do it again. But I was not here for Irma. I was traveling. I felt so guilty.
Yeah.
So guilty. But it's very traumatic while it's happening, a category like that.
Mm-hmm.
But afterward, there's a really good sense of community. There are struggles, some people are without, but I think that some people all now, we still without. We realize after a hurricane how much you really need to survive. Now, we like to thrive. We like to have things. We like to be comfortable. We like to do well.
Mm-hmm.
We like things.
Okay.
However, you realize a few things. How blessed we are, how precious life is, and how little you need to survive, and how little things can bring you happiness, as well as how little can go a long way within the community, and how communal living can be such a great blessing during that time. For me, I have asthma. I had to go and bunk with somebody right after when I came back, right after Irma, because I can't do the heat, and I tell it be hot and still, and there's like no air. There's none. It just, you feel like you grasping it like this all the time when you go outside. So imagine you're on electricity yet, you got to open windows and doors. Mosquitoes there. And all the mosquitoes from North and Middle Caicos is migrate across the road to Provo. They just come.
Oh my God.
Damn things, they will pick you up. Damn dudes could carry you in your casket.
You go in Grenada. So I feel like North and Middle.
Plenty mosquitoes over there.
North and Middle, they like mosquito rats. Listen, straight up deep, okay? Get them deep. I know they ain't really supposed to be good for your skin, but I couldn't do it. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, the mosquitoes kill you. But you get used to them. You bathe and off. You just go and catch by flow and they just selling them on the front there. They ain't gonna wall. You just had to sit down. Listen, girl, if you ever see the congregation we used to be out there by flow, every time you pass cross flow, in the evening time, because people or whoever is working, people off work, whatever, they charge. Like, you don't have a lot of chargers, but some people get to charge, and then that's where you get a free Wi-Fi. So everybody up there doing their little thing. Me too. I used to be parked though. I used to catch it from the road, so I used to be parked and doing my little thing online or whatever. Everybody, I mean, let me tell you, if COVID was about then, It wasn't looking good because I could tell you, everybody was hitched up on top of the next bus and they're trying to catch the Wi-Fi. One thing though, oh my God, I always tell people, the fact that phones were dead, the fact that you didn't have electricity, the fact that all of there was limited lighting and all this stuff, the stars, the sky, the noises, you could hear the crickets, you could hear the bugs, you could hear a cat meowing across the road. I could have heard my neighbors playing dominoes and making jokes and whatever, and people just roll up to you. Now I know how we are with, our time and our space and all these things, but it was after hurricane, everybody checking for that.
Yeah.
Right? People just roll up to your place because they had no phone, you don't have no phone, it dead, it whatever. People roll up to you, bring drinks or offer you food or just come to hail you because it ain't nothing else to do. Right. It gave you a feeling of what people used to talk about all the time, about the good old days. And honestly, I miss the good old days. They were great. They really were great. It made you feel more human. It made you feel more connected, actually connected, and not just BSing out about place. Hi, how you doing? Oh my God, yeah, I see you. And all of that. Oh God, we are inundated with that right here. So, again, just like COVID,
I think
how COVID came
up coming out, honestly.
Probably.
Because I'm like, I don't know if Provo has ever been like that, but I don't know anything.
Well, they find it. They find it then. If they had it before, they dig that out of the trenches of the dock there and they find that in the limestone. So, but I think that even COVID has played with our mental health, honey, because we had to get locked in.
Yeah.
So, but it has brought a lot of things. Yeah, we've become very cognizant of things that are going on around us, and I think financially, economically, and we're really switched on now during that. So I always find, even though I struggle, you go back and you look at even my quarantine mornings that I did with Digicel, shout out to Digicel, on during the quarantine time, I was hollering, I was making sad poems, and it was a lot, but if you try and stay positive and you keep looking towards the good stuff, you see the silver lining that's there. Because right now you have so many young people that are switched on, that are getting into governmental affairs, that's looking at different things, that's finding out this is and making noise about it and participating in their in the running of the country in their lives. So hurricanes suck. They usually here, thank God, and I hope it stay like that forever, and not going to wood next to me. We haven't lost any lives, but it's tough to bounce back from if you're not in the private sector, if you're not in hospitality and all these things. Personally, it's hard to bounce back from. However, it gives you a needed glimpse back into humanity and into the communal settings from whence we came. And I think that we do need that. COVID sucks, and it's gonna suck. And I want to hug and kiss people and go about the place and go out and have a drink and eat good food and things. But there are so many different farmers now here in Turks and Caicos. There are so many great cooks emerging. There are so many little entrepreneurship ventures that are coming out of it. There's so many people that are actually looking into what the government is saying and writing and holding them accountable, not to the standard that we should, but holding them accountable, making noise, protesting, writing in, getting their feet wet, getting their hands dirty, and putting their money where their mouth is. So out of everything there comes good things, great things for humanity. But the economics and the money as we know it, and life as we know it, and the comforts as we know it, go on to hell. So yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Thank you, darling. So you were talking about everything that's coming out of that, even though you were doing this event that I'm about to mention before all of that happened. So talk to me about BYOC, Bring Your Own Creativity, that event, how you, why you started it, what it's about. I'm looking forward to Monday because I got it on my calendar to actually join.
Tuesday, girl, Tuesday.
I thought it was the 20th.
24th, 21st.
Okay. It's in there, whatever it is. But
as long as you reach, yep. So BYOC is called Bring Your Own Creativity. It was born out of a need. It was I am an artist, an entertainer. This is what I do. I sing for a living and I put on shows and stuff for a living. But I felt like I wasn't able to connect with the people who were like me, and I wasn't able to sharpen my iron on theirs, and I wasn't able to commune with my people. I wasn't able to network with the people that I needed to. I wasn't, it was like, I know other people out there like me. So we need a space. And I wanted to create that space that we could come in and we could express ourselves. Honestly, sometimes you just want, after a rough day or after times, that are wearing on you, or after a great revelation, something changed in you, you write about it, you want to sing about it, you want to dance it out, you just want to have that energy, the right energy around, you want to have creative energy. So I was like, let's start a community. Just like how Christians have to go to church so that they can fellowship with their fellow Christians. That's what I wanted to create. So I moved in October. I used to live in this place for 6 years. Amazing landlady, and she had a great yard. And I started it right in the yard. And so the 3 years now, so that 2017 I started. And what? I'm not coming out in a second. Stop talking to me. I'm doing something. Bye. So, sorry. This is COVID too. Like everything you do at home and everybody just ain't gonna respect for nothing. Now, hey, you coming outside? No, I'm not coming. Please just don't burn the meat. Okay. Just look at it. It's brown. Cut it off. So what was I saying? BYOC. BYOC was born in my apartment yard. And we had a couple of people that came through, and obviously I'm a singer, like I said, so I had a sound system and everything because I go to hotels and stuff. We use that, and we get a couple of drinks. So you tell everyone, bring your own everything. So bring drinks, bring food, bring your creativity. You can write whatever it is. If it's a passage you want to read from something that inspired you, do that. If you want to do something that's original, or you want to do covers, you can do poems, you can dance, you can sing, we've had DJs, we've had producers come there and do things live, we've had monologues from aspiring actresses. So anything that you look at as a display of your art, we've had live paintings. Oh my God, those are so good. We've had live paintings as well, sketches and everything. Whatever it is, bring it, come, do it. This is the space. So it's grown, like the church people in TI say, from strength to strength. And we have had a few people. We've had a few people that have collaborated, that have come out with their own mixtapes and their own albums, and been able to just further their craft. Like, ain't necessarily they record anything yet, but they're so much better than when they started, and people are so much more confident, and you know who to bounce things off of, and you have more people to talk to and to pull from their energies and their skills and their crafts. And I just feel, I've had so many people come to me and say how it has literally changed the way that they move through life. And I'm so proud of that, and I'm so happy, and give them confidence and give them and brought them friends and weird ass people who just like them, so it is me. Like, for me, it's a thing, and it was needed, and all right, cool, I could do it, so let's do it. But when you sit down and think about how it affects other people, it's very, very overwhelming. It's very humbling. I feel so blessed to be a part of it, to be able to be a catalyst for it. So bring your own creativity is somewhere there's no judgment. We've had so many people from the LGBTQIA ABCDEFG plus community,
the alphabet people
that have found comfort in that space, and everybody coexists in that. Rastas ain't easy, but I've had like 12 real Rasta man. They say, all right, you just, don't bring nothing over here, and we all right. Everybody living together, everybody singing and playing instruments and dancing and chilling and drinking and whatever together. There's so many different people. Like, I've had the premier of the country who, at a time, who came over and enjoy. I've had corporate people, that I had church people, Christian people. I've had the museum people. You got people who I probably wouldn't want to go in their part of town. Different type of people, and people who lawyer, everybody from everywhere are able to come to BYOC and express themselves and find friendships, find just good vibes and enjoyment. And yeah, so we've built that community, and I'm hoping to be able to expand it very soon too. Because we've been working for these years now, we do have talent that is worthy of, exposure and payment, and that are artists and that can work and make this passion pay their bills, like I've been doing. And I want to be able to facilitate that for people and negotiate properly and all this, because it took a long time for me to come into myself and know what I was worth, and also to be to be realistic and not overprice yourself and not over, sometimes you feel yourself, you start smelling yourself, the people to say yes stink, and you overcoat yourself. So a lot of balances, and then just to create a hub where you'll be able to get whatever it is that you need for that time. So yeah, that's BYOC. Bring your own creativity. That's my baby. It makes me
proud of you.
It makes me feel good.
So totally switching it up for our
Girl,
last couple of minutes.
Pause. What's going on?
You are pause. Oh, there you go.
Okay. All right. There you are.
So, total change of subject. Let's talk about Turks and Caicos food.
Okay.
I was on your page the other day and I saw that you were doing, what was it, yesterday? You were doing it looked like a little, something with Brussels sprouts and.
Yeah. That ain't got nothing to do with DI.
I know.
That's for the foreign people.
I was like, oh, I see her though. I see her trying some things. So, what's your favorite tea I did? Well, you got one or you a couple? Top three.
It depends on what. Okay. Peas and grits. Peas and grits is at the top there. Boy. I mean, the thing is too, if you say like a lot of things are just because if I say grits and fish, it could be peas and grits and hash tarbot with plantain and peel.
Yeah.
Or it could be pumpkin and grits with pigeon peas in it, and what you call it with dry conch and so it's so many different ways that you can make these things. If I just say it, it's just whatever you feel for. Like, oh my God, like I love dry conch, grits, those things. Yes, love it. Peas and grits, awesome. Pigtail, any type of swine you can put in there, ain't good for you, but hallelujah, I want it. I love it. Any type of hash fish, I love it. I love hash tarbot. I love hash shark. Wherever it is. Fish, period. Great, awesome. Oh my God, some barracudas, everything. Fried barracuda, hallelujah, Jesus.
That is good.
Love it. Sauce is a staple. Sauce and Johnny cake.
Right here.
Chicken sauce, Johnny cake! Yes, ma'am.
If you're listening to this on a podcast episode, you are currently missing out on me showing Tess that I am wearing a shirt that I designed that is also in the Tingz Night shop called Chicken Sauce and Johnny Cake.
Yes, ma'am. Every Saturday morning. From by whoever tears you like. From your mommy, from Carmen, from Miss Hattie, wherever tears you down there from. common sauce, boy. With that sweet thing. But her sauce used to be spicy, so she had to even that off with that sweet cookie-like thing she had going on there. But that everything was yes. But anyway, what else? Homemade bread, amazing, off the chain, ridiculous.
Shout out to Auntie Sarah. Anyway, go ahead.
Yes. I haven't been. I never used to be a big bread person. But gal, when I ready some potato bread and some banana bread and some cassava bread and whatever taste bread it is coming, yes, and pudding and whatever else, salty candies, cream cake. Listen, cream or queen cakes, whatever taste you want, around about it, whatever it is, I like them. Them crispy biscuits, I like those. Okay. Tamarind preserve.
Ooh.
It's tamarind preserve, but tamarind preserve. That's how we say it.
You gotta
preserve.
Send the A.
And
I wait 1 second. So I remember coming into I remember flying into Grand Turk like 2008-9. I don't remember which hurricane that was. Maria, one of them hurricanes.
Ike.
It was Ike. Yeah. So
I can handle
the airport. The R was knocked off the Turk, and I remember
Grand Turk.
I was trying to tell my friend was like, "You don't say it the same way." I was like, "No, it's not Grand Turk. It's Grand Turk." And so, we're
supposed to be.
He's like, "Oh, we in Grand Turk." I was like, "Yes, you said it right." He was like, "What?" I was like, "Oh shit, the R is missing."
There's no R.
Perfect. It's perfect. Leave it like that.
Yep. I think they need to move the R and put an H there, and we be
that too. Something. Because I cringe every time somebody, "You're from Turks and Caicos. I'm from Grand Turk. Turks or Grand Turk." So they add an S. It's very annoying.
I hate when they put S's in places where it's supposed to be and take the S where it's stop it. Can you not read? Are you retarded? Did you finish school? Leaving certificate A. My gumsy. What happened? It's not Grand Turks. Only one Grand Turk. It's only one Grand Turk deal. It's the Turks and Caicos Islands, all of them. That just annoyed my whole spirit. Throw my jummy right in the bush. Yeah, but like most foods, Turks and Caicos, I love it, love it, love it. Oh, turtle. I started to love turtle again too. Turtle was a thing back in the day, and everybody's like, "Oh no!" We had a big thing one time because Crackpot Kitchen, one of the best restaurants ever, and they do like gourmet. Girl,
I don't know what's happening about it, but I'm pissed.
But so am I. They have these shark spring rolls. Jeez, half shark.
See, not everybody. You can't get shock from everybody because I remember sometimes it's be too tough.
Pissy.
Right? Sometimes it be too tough.
Shark is be pissy. You can't eat shark from area.
Nope.
Some must be too tough and some must be too soft and still smell
fishy
and thing. You can't. But that's TI people and that's Grand Turk people especially. You can't eat everything from everybody. Who cooked that?
That's
what everybody's out.
That to this day. You don't see me eating like I at work.
Where that come from?
Who made that? If Patsy ain't made that, I don't want it. Macaroni and cheese.
That has some nice conch fritters. We call it conch fritters.
If you didn't have a plate or on Sunday, if that plate didn't have 3 meats, 5 starches,
wasn't saying nothing.
We don't want it. I remember cooking for friends and we're like, "You cook all of this every Sunday?" I'm like, that's what I was used to. You got rice, you got potato salad, you got macaroni and cheese, you got 1 chicken, you got 1 pork something, you got 1 piece of beef, and we actually didn't make that many greens. Now that I'm thinking about it,
that many
or any.
Some people don't make none at all. That's why. Listen, let me tell you something. The Turks and Caicos diet is very unhealthy. To where it has come, it is very unhealthy. When people was quote unquote poor, when they had a pan on, it was flour, it was fish, it was lobster, it was conch, it was rice, it was those things, without crab, all them things, seafood, and little chicken, little yard fowl. Yeah. Now, oh, monkey tambourine. Listen, I mean, I had a boyfriend one time. This is 2010. And I remember one Sunday. Christ, I remember one Tuesday. It was raining. They make fried fish. They make steamed fish. And they also made fried chicken and Johnny cake on a Tuesday. I was like, 3 meats on a Tuesday?
And it all go on that same day, I bet.
Oh, yeah. And
left over now. Who oh, she have a little something. Let me go buy up. Send me one plate.
And then on Sunday, the thing is, people elevate. It ain't just one rice and nothing like that. Some people got 5 and 6 people in their house, or 4 people in their house, and then they cook for whoever. You got fried rice, you got peas and rice, you got white rice, you got stew paste to go with the white rice, and then you got, you got fried plantain, you got corn, you got potato salad, you got macaroni and cheese, and scallop potatoes, Jesus. Then you had potato salad, coleslaw,
oh shit, sorry,
beets. You got beets to go along with that, and one sitting, and there's part up your plate, and you gotta eat seconds later. 3 hours later, you eating food. And if you're from Grand Talk and Soul and things, now a piece of cake gotta go along with that. You gotta have piece of cake in the house.
Cake, you gotta have pudding. You gotta have the white cake.
You gotta have pudding.
You gotta have regular banana bread. Girl, bye.
Sure. All them. Listen, we fluffy over here. We fluffy and full of salt over here.
I hate when I was planning that. That brunch for Uber Soca Cruise Juve. This is why I don't like getting my mommy involved, because I will have one little simple thing, right? One little simple. She's like, "But you don't want to add that? You don't want to add that? You don't want? Here, I can give you $100 a week." And I'm like,
but exactly. Now listen, I used to be like that too, because the thing is, I was a klutz in the kitchen, so mama used to kick me out, so I did not learn firsthand and early in life. How I'm still learning how to cook Turks and Caicos dishes now. However, I learned, because I came down here in Provo and I started going to school and working in a hotel. So I learned how to make gourmet food first. Yeah. So I was more of a minimalist in food, and I loved pastas and like grilled fishes and salmon and blah blah blah, and this and fig this and risotto and all these things and whatever. So like, but now that I learn into, and that I just getting the flavors right and all this. I'm not letting anybody come to my country and they ain't full of food when time they leave here. Yeah. 6 rices, 24 meats, 14 sides, and we can have all of the drinks there too. You got Vitamalts, and you got what do you say? You got lemonade, switcher.
I ain't gonna lie.
You can have Bambara there. We can have beers there, Tox Head beers, wherever taste you want. Sweet and water. You want it, we can have that.
Well, the one thing though I've struggled with, so for me, I think I'm the opposite. I used to live in the kitchen on purpose, right? Because I need to know how to make my favorite foods, right? Like I wasn't, so every time I went Grand Truck, which was like the whole summer, I would be there from June to August. All winter break, right? So always there. And so I would just watch, and there had to be like 12 kids inside our house at one time, just all being raised, everybody knowing how to do whatever. But the thing that I'm learning now is, like, when you go after somebody for a recipe, the older generation will just say, just show it in the pot. I'm like, just show your chicken, like trying to make chicken sauce. I'm like, I need ingredients. I need you to tell me exactly. Don't tell me just show something in the pot. Like the younger people are good at that.
I feel like I feel like I don't understand what is this whole, like, I'm not going to take your man with your recipe. You don't got him. And so I don't understand that whole thing. There's some people that I've asked for recipes before. And it's like, I could understand if you do more things freehand, but you could tell me how you do it and how much you, okay, I shake it like 5 times, whatever type of ghetto instructions you want, give it to me and give me your ingredients. Give me the basic ingredients. And if you put in something special, you could tell me, you don't got to tell me
the order of things.
Yeah. Like, but some people, they so stingy and go for nothing with their recipes. I was like, what is wrong with you? You son dad, give me the recipe. Ain't gonna dad but you? And then you're gonna turn around when I cook food and bring it or something like that. I ain't taste like, how I can taste like yums? How? When I reading it off the internet, how?
Oh yo. Anyway,
that things has upset me. That's the thing with old people. We was talking about this in business and things as well too. Something is not like, this is and I think it's a black people thing all around the place. Like, cause we just getting used to things. We just get allowed to have things for where we is.
Yeah.
So it's like, I keep in my things to myself. When everybody knows succession, dog, train me, please train me. Like, why you won't tell me how to, or give me some insight as to how you built your business in the way that you built it, or whatever. You can't see yourself going up no further. You can't see yourself moving laterally and probably getting through your other businesses or whatever. That's where you at and that's where you're comfortable. You want to enjoy your money. You want to tell me how to get more money too. Why I got to go through all of the roadblocks and the drama that you went through already? You could help me. I can walk, but you could help me. I mean, and down to as simple as food or something, not even simple, but it's important because culture is through food. You preserve culture through food. So why don't you tell me the seasonings to put inside the macaroni and cheese?
Because when I have my children and my children don't know how to make things, don't come to me telling me that my children don't know nothing about, because did you
know nothing but that? That's your fault.
Hello. But anyway,
yeah.
Tasty Tingz is coming. That's what this shirt is for. So I remember.
Yes.
I love food, and people don't know TCI dishes. I remember the first blog I had was called Lime and Dine, and I used to just post recipes, right? And I post up how to make Good Friday buns. If you see the amount of comments from people who live like out in the States, but you might live in North Dakota, you ain't getting no Turks and Caicos food out there. So just it was heartwarming to know. They were like, oh my God, you gave me this recipe.
Yeah.
It tastes just like how I remember it. This brought me back. Like, I felt so good. I'm like, okay, I need to bring this back, right? For everything that I'm doing. Yeah. It's not about, ain't no family secrets. Nobody ever say you can't share this recipe. Everybody on the damn island, who cooks know how to make certain things. It's not like, it's not a secret. So yeah, man. Food is essential.
I'm excited about that. That's good. Yeah, I will call it somebody. I know you don't do Facebook that much, but
I'm there now.
We thank you. Okay. We look forward to seeing you.
But wait, what happened?
No, I was saying ever since this whole COVID thing, we've been getting live and direct addresses from the premier, the governor, the powers that be, on what's going on, basically things that are running our day-to-day lives. So I know that it's an unfortunate thing. Turks and Caicos is not great at information seeking on a whole. We have lots of information seekers, but as a whole, need a walk. So one of the things that I find, because I'm like, I want to be informed, but oh my God, I got to go through this. It's an hour-long press conference and all of these wherefores and therefores and hithertos and whatever. And if I got to read through an ordinance, I don't know what the hell it's talking about. And, all this extra fluff that ain't nobody need to hear, all that type of stuff is like, oh, for Christ's sake. So I started doing breakdowns. And I would use a lot of Turks and Caicos dialect in it as well. So they've become a thing in the island. The people have holding me more accountable than the government these days. They just put it as, make sure I know from the morning, announce, you better head out on time. And hey, you gonna do the breakdown today? And I looking forward to so and so. Hey, I got meeting 2:00, so I can't go. So I can't listen. So I waiting on you to break it down for me so I could. I just get message. That's my morning messages. That's my. People just get morning baby and things like that. And sweet girl, how you do? No. Hey, you doing the breakdown today? I'm looking forward to it. Those are my affectionate messages. So. I've been doing it for the last couple of months, and honestly, I thought it was just a thing and it'll go away for the time being. But there was someone who has they have a marketing company, have their own page and all this, and they approached me and they said, like, listen, I think you should do an Instagram page and I'll help you do the whole thing for it. You can put it into like you can put it at JPEG and stuff like that, and you can put your breakdowns as well as other little things. So I was like, oh, well, I can do like a TCI dialect thing, because a lady who was helping me out with my pot cakes, big up to all the pot cakes, that's our dogs, we love them here.
My pot cake.
I'm sorry.
Call them Lipton. Sorry. Yeah. I don't know how that happened, but anyway.
Lipton.
We didn't know what to name them.
All right.
Grand Talk people like tea. So it's
Grand Talk people like their Lipton tea. They like Lipton tea so much, they named the dog Lipton.
My mother just come here, I'm like, don't show her no Tetley, don't show her none from Trader Joe's. If I don't have, the Lipton is only here for that lady. I don't want it. I just get my bougie tea to give her Lipton, and that be that, and her big cup.
That's right. Her
Haitian cup.
But yeah, so yeah, he was like, you should do this and put it on, because it's good not to just have it on your personal page. People have to screenshot a lot of different page, and they have to copy the text and send it around and this and that. I was like, I didn't know it was that serious. And a lady, she's an expat, and she was helping me with my dogs, I was saying, and she was like, I look forward to your write-up so much. It's just one thing I wanted to ask you. What does scorking mean? I don't know exactly what is scorking. And I was like, that's laughing. That's blackguard laughing. And you don't know what blackguard is. I say, okay. So, those deep, filling the room belly laughs that your mother probably will tell you, stop it! You're too loud. That's scorking. That's scorking. I did it on the phone and everything. And she was like, oh, that's so cool. So I was like, okay, I could make this a thing. So let's go for it. Let's make it a thing. And honestly, I've always wanted to, I always said I wanted to do like a book and all that stuff, but the procrastination. So an IG page, I think collecting the stuff first off would probably be easier to get to the book. So you're starting yours, and I'm starting an IG page for TCI dialect and all my breakdowns.
Do it. Tag me when it's ready so I can follow. I'm there. Darling, it has been a pleasure. This is the longest thing I've recorded.
One you ever done?
Yes. I'm excited.
Good Grand Talk, girl. Yes, girl. Content.
Over back to the road. So share for now, since we don't have the dialect page yet, just share with everybody where they can find you and all of that good stuff.
Right. So like I said, my name is Crystal Plenty, middle name Giles, aka Tess. You can find me at Tess Presents on Instagram, Tess the Performer on Facebook. And I'm going to be uploading some stuff, revamping my SoundCloud, because I have another song that I already put out there, but I'm putting some graphics to it and all that good stuff. So, but my SoundCloud is Tess Charles. So you can find me on Facebook and SoundCloud as Tess Charles, as well as Tess Presents on Instagram.
Yes.
I have a YouTube page that, oh my God, I don't use it enough. Sorry. So Tess Charles.
I was about to say, when you're ready, that Instagram page, those announcements can be like little mini podcast clips, or like little, you know what I mean? Like for the people in the actual dialect, right? So that they can.
I was thinking about doing that to just like do a fake newscaster type of situation and read it out. Yeah.
Little thought. You could just do it on Instagram, because there's IGTV now and all of that. So it's not like you have to a next thing or stories, whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks for that.
Got my business brain on fleek. So,
yeah.
So
definitely
myself. But
thank you so much for having me. This was fun.
You are welcome. All right, we got to do a part 2. I don't know whenever the world opens back up and you start traveling again and I start traveling again and all of that jazz.
Oh, I cannot wait. Jesus, Lord,
whenever I go to Turks.
Girl, I need a fat so bad. So bad.
Enjoy your night, darling. I will see
Thank you. Same to you.
On BYOC.
Yes. See you Tuesday.
All right,
darling. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to the latest episode of Nice-ish. As always, I'm grateful for your time and attention. Stay plugged in by subscribing to this podcast, my website, tingznice.com, and following me on all social media platforms. Visit the show notes for all the links and the plugs related to this episode. If you ever have questions about anything we discuss on the show, be sure to hit me up at info@tingznice.com. And remember, sharing is caring, so please pass this podcast on to anyone you believe will benefit from the information. I'm going to check you all later.